choice. I actually have like at least 2 videos that's fully edited and waiting to be posted, but they were giving me a whole lot of trouble to be
You like my music?
yeah, I'm trying to make a video taking up in shoot. I think you're taking a nap.
I'm already done.
You didn't take a nap the whole time I heard you on the tablet. Yeah.
No,
Go
no,
ahead, go ahead. We'll talk
no,
later.
I was just letting the song run while I was taking
You're
a
a
nap.
liar.
For real.
Story time. But yeah, I have 2 videos that's already edited and they just won't export for whatever reason. I literally tried to clear out my phone, make space, use different apps, different avenues, different everything, and it just kept giving me trouble. I haven't tried it again in a while because of how frustrated it was making me. Like I literally was trying to work on it for weeks, and every single time I tried, it just would be the same thing and would not export for nothing. Um, so whenever I figure it out, I haven't tried it because I haven't tried it. But whenever, no, I'm
Mom,
making a video. Excuse me.
but
No, go.
you
Now,
said you
I'm gonna
turn on
count
the
to 3.
internet
You're talking and you're loud. Go.
you
Now,
said,
not now. I'm busy. Okay. Life of a mother, guys. Can't do nothing without being interrupted. Literally, no matter what. That's part of the reason why it's hard for me to make content too, because I got that one there and no help. But what you call it? I have been getting a strong urge to get back on here, but it's just been a lot of complications, a lot of different things that's been going on in my life, and things that I just been trying to stay level and grounded through it all. But something happened last week that kind of like let off a bowl in my mind and blew my mind a little bit, even though I already knew deep down. But the fact that it happened in real time and so organically and naturally is really what took me by surprise. So I guess I'm just figuring out that I'm able to go live and automatically post my channel. So until I figure out how I'm gonna get those other videos posted, that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna come on here, go live, and just let it post automatically to my channel. That way, I don't have to worry about storage space and all that stuff. But anyways, long story short. So since the end of last summer, me and my son have been going through a lot of completely transitional phases in our lives, and it knocked us out of equilibrium. Like our nervous systems were pretty shot, both of ours, and I've been working very hard to bring us back to equilibrium and level us back out into some sort of normal, you know. Even though our life is not really normal right now, but I've still been trying my best to keep it as normal as we possibly can. You know, I'm a single mother and I'm also a self-employed business owner, and I handle everything by myself from top to bottom. I have no help, no support, no village, no team, no nothing. So it's difficult, you know, especially with the type of child that I have. Like he is 5 and 1, 5 kids in one, and a walking ball of caffeine, if that makes any sense. So literally, no lie, I'm not even joking or exaggerating. The second that this boy opens up his eyes in the morning, if y'all saw how loud he was just now, the second he opens his eyes, his mouth shoots open and it starts, and it does not stop until he closes his eyes to go to sleep at night. It takes it too long, you know, it's a lot. And like I said, because I have no support, taking care of him and stuff like that, I have to bring him to work with me every single day. So imagine having to go to work every day and have a child like that in your workspace and not being able to fully pour everything into your, you know, it's kind of a back and forth kind of thing. It's not easy at all. I don't even know how to do it most days, you know, but I'm still pushing. I try to do as many like extracurricular things outside with my son as much as I possibly can when I find the time, but time is very limited because of everything. So last week we have this state park that we go to that's really nice, and it's connected to the beach. So there's Buttonwood Park, inside of the park, and there's a walkway that takes you straight to the beach as well. They have a meditation garden in there. They have a lot of nature trails in there. They have access to waterfronts, and it's just it's very naturey, and the only type of people that go there is people that enjoy those type of vibes. So you get like-minded people in that area for the most part. So last week, Monday, I took him to the state park, and we went on our nature walk. We went inside of the trails. Usually we just walk on the road. They have a pathway on the road, but this time we decided to go inside of the nature trails and walk on the paths on the nature trails. It was really serene and calm and peaceful. It made us calm and happy just to be around trees and animals and bugs and stuff like that. Me and my son love stuff like that. So we did the walk, and after the walk, there's a restaurant inside of the nature park called The Grove. And every chance that we get, I try to take him there because they have this shrimp that's really good. We both love, and he wanted, so I decided to take him there. I decided to eat outside, and I went as far away as possible from people just so we could just bond, and he didn't disturb anybody or whatever the case may be, because my son, because of the type of personality that he has a really big heart, and I always say that he's me times 3. So he's an extreme social butterfly. He makes it his business to release everywhere that he goes. It's like he has a mission to touch at least somebody's heart once a day, and he lives by that thoroughly. It's to the point where it's overwhelming for me, because sometimes I just want to go inside of a grocery store and be in and out, but he just has to stop and talk to somebody. You can really imagine frustration that is. It's beautiful to see the interaction at the same time, because 9 times out of 10, like, if it's a good person, they'll express how much they needed that, and how much, like, they're never around children that has that innocence still. So it's beautiful to see, but it's still a lot on me as a mom having to navigate through that as well. But right when we were finishing up eating, there was this guy that was actually coming from skating, like, on the beach boardwalk, and he was coming back into the park. Funny enough, when we first pulled into the park, when we were parking, I saw him coming out his car to go start skating, but he didn't notice me. I see everything. And my son ran up to him and was talking to him, whatever, and I was just like, all right, it's time to go. I don't have any energy for dealing with people right now. But him being him, he's still gonna do that anyway. So he sparked a conversation with this guy, and the guy sat down and started to take off his skates, and my son was like, why don't you come over here and sit with us? We just want to give you some company. And the guy was like, it's okay, I'm alright over here for now. And my son was persistent as hell. That's one thing about him too. Like, if he senses that somebody's kind of resistant to him, he's going to, like, not force you, but he's very persistent. So he's gonna want to get you to talk to him, even if you're not in the mood to talk to my son. He's going to get you to talk to him some way, somehow. He's gonna make you laugh. He's gonna make you giggle. He's gonna spark something in you. That's just the way that he is. So he ended up engaging with this guy, and we were going back and forth. And because of how persistent my son was, the guy was like, all right, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna let you see my skates. Let me just come over here, because if I don't come over here, I know you're gonna keep going. So he came over, showed him the skates, and then he went back to the bench to go sit back down. It was probably like maybe like 10 feet in between us, not even. So they're over here interacting, and the guy asks my son's name, and he told him, and the guy was like, oh, you could call me Blue. And Elijah was like, oh, my favorite color is blue. You could call me Blue too. So it just so happened that the guy is a content creator, and he was in the process of already taking a video when my son came up to him. So the video kept rolling the entire time. That's how organic this whole interaction was. So he caught all of that on camera, and long story short, the guy hair was kind of messy. He had 2 braids in his hair, but it was kind of messy. And he was like, oh, my mom does hair. She did my hair, and you should come to her shop so she could do your hair too. And he was like, oh yeah, for sure. When it's time for me to get my hair done, I'm definitely gonna make sure to come to your mom's shop. But the guy showed my son so much kindness and compassion and genuineness and, you know, authenticity. He didn't even try. It's so many times. And the reason why most of the time that I'm opposed to my son interacting with people is because a lot of people don't want to be bothered. And you can tell instantly. I don't want my son to, you know, constantly be pushed over by people. So I try to just correct him as soon as I can before that can happen. And, you know, this is just one of the few people that actually was fully present and attentive to my son and conversing with him, you know, showed genuine interest in him. My son loves stuff like that. He eats that up. So, you know, it was good to see the whole time I was laughing. And we ended up exchanging numbers, and he was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to hit you up when it's time to get my hair done. I didn't really think nothing of it. You know, people do that all the time. I honestly didn't think he was really going to come. But it just so happened that maybe a few minutes after we walked away, the guy texted me and was telling me to, like, send him my info or something like that for, you know, my hair stuff. And I sent it over to him. Still not thinking nothing of it. Long story short, I think maybe the day after, or maybe two days after, I get another text from him, and he was saying that he was sending me pictures of what he wanted, and he was ready to go for a day time. I'm like, okay, so he's serious, so he's gonna come. So he came through, and he came through, when was it, the day before yesterday? Yeah, it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. He came through and got his hair done, and when he walked in, he was like, I have something to show you. And first of all, when he was on the way over to me, he was like, let me know what your son likes, like what type of cartoon characters and stuff that he's into. And like automatically, I'm like, wow, he's about to bring my son something that's so sweet. You know, he doesn't have to do anything like that. So I tell him, and then he gets there, and he's like, yeah, I have something to show you. And it just so happened that he posted that video of the entire interaction with my son. And after we left, he added to the segment of what he had with my son. And he broke down and he got emotional. And he started crying in the video. And he was like, usually I don't even get emotional on my social media, but I'm trying to make a point about this. He was like, it's so beautiful to see that innocence in a child. And all of us, the majority of us, have lost that beautiful innocence. Sometimes some of us forgot that it even existed in us once upon a time as a child. So, you know, he said it felt like he was looking in the mirror at the younger version of himself. And, you know, it was just so beautiful to see. And he showed me a video, and it went semi-viral. Right now, that video has over 100,000 views on it, over 14,000 likes, over 700 comments, and I was in shock. Like, I'm like, wow, my son, and I already knew this, but like to see it in real time, it was like my son is really making an impact on this world. You know, he's making an impact on people and their hearts, and you know how big of a heart he has, and how genuine his soul is. It's really transformational. Like, he's really making a change in people's lives. And you know, I guess because I see it every day, you know, it's just normal to me. But like when I look back on it, every time that he connects with a stranger, 9 times out of 10 they make it a point of telling him, don't ever lose that love or that big heart that you have. You know, keep that going. You know, they always be like, and a lot of times my son will randomly run up to a stranger and just go and hug them. And as much as I, you know, stranger danger, I try not to push that with him, because I know the type of kid that he is, and I know that, you know, he came here on a mission, and I have to allow him to fulfill that mission. I can't hold him back from it. And you know, as much as it seems crazy to just let your son run up to a random stranger and hug him, sometimes it's necessary. It has to be done, because the reactions that he gets from doing these things, there's so much. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me, you don't know how much I need that just now, God bless you and your son, you're doing an amazing job with him. And it's like I said, because it's so normalized and because it's just my everyday life, I don't really think too much of it. But it took that guy posting that video and seeing the feedback that my son got from something so small that really got me choked up, and like made me realize how important his role is on earth right now. You know, people are so buried into darkness and buried into trying to keep up with the ways of the world and just, you know, try to make ends meet. You know, their focus is no longer on self. Their focus is on everything external. And it's like the innocence of the child could bring you back to reality so quickly when it comes to interactions like that, because it's like, damn, you know, there's not even enough kids have that much innocence anymore. Kids are losing their innocence fast these days. They're not even keeping their innocence as a child because of things that they're exposed to within their own families, within school, within social media, YouTube, and all that stuff. So it's like, you know, people see how innocent my child is and how much love he really has to share with this world. It's like making people think like we all need to dial back and remember that we all too carry this innocence within ourselves. And spreading love is the only way to really heal the planet. You know, we gotta heal ourselves first before we go out trying to heal other people. It's so important to do that inner work and remember that light that you hold within yourself. And my son is here to spark that into people and make them realize, you know, it's not gone. It's still in there somewhere. It's only up to you to dig in and get it. You know, so that's my little TED talk for today. I'm actually supposed to meet up with a guy again tomorrow. We're supposed to go to the state park again to go skating. So I'm excited for that. And it's like, it's becoming a saga now. It's crazy because everybody on his social media is calling my son Little Blue because the guy's name is Blue, and my son said that his name is Blue. So they're calling them Big Blue and Little Blue. It's like a saga now. They're like so invested in the whole, how everything is unfolding and how now we're connected and we keep meeting up. It's crazy because me and him actually have a similar tattoo on the back of our neck too. I saw him looking against his and I'm like, nah, there's no way, like, this was written, like, us connecting was meant to happen for sure, you know. We probably needed each other right now, and it's crazy because I've been calling in my tribe, like I've been saying that I'm ready for my people now, and then this interaction just happens on a whim out of nowhere, and nothing is by chance, nothing is by coincidence. I don't care what nobody says. So yeah, tomorrow when I meet up with him, I'm gonna get him to send me the video. I'm gonna post it on here so you guys can see, like, you know, how organic and full of love that entire interaction was. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna talk to you. Love you guys.